All right, well, here we are, friends. Another episode of Undertaking the Podcast. I'm actually kind of your opening host in certain aspects. This is a recording from NFDA 2023. This is Grant and Brian walking the floor. We'll kind of go a little bit deeper into this, but I'm kind of your opener. For a little while. So my wife says the live reads are not quite what they need to be. I'm not quite sure how to fix that, so I'm going to work on that. We're going to put some pizzazz in the voice. She was busting my chops on my father's chair the other day, but gracious heavenly. But yeah, she said the live reads need some work. I'm working on trying to get her worked in on some of these ads if she'd like to show me how it's done. But so I'll kind of go over the episode here in a second, but let's go to some of the ads here, the live reads. But the sponsorships for this episode today, first off, is the Love Always Project. Dean Lambert, and you can hear him and the entire story of the Love Always Project on episode 346. Dean Lambert, he talks about in so many words what this is. The Love Always Project is a movement created to promote discussion about end-of-life issues, provide expert information, and encourage people to pre-plan and pay for their funerals as the ultimate act of love for those they will leave behind. It's an interesting story as to how he came up with this and where this developed from. So he talks about that. It's a fairly dear to him. So, episode 346, we get deep with him about the entirety of the Love Always Project and what it is, and what he's done and how he created it and why. So the Love Always Project, in the show notes, you'll see the website, lovealwaysproject.org. That's where you can find them. The next sponsor, friends, I don't even need the website, but in all aspects, you'll know who it is, www.myasd.com. Friends, I'm on call this evening right now. Since I've been here, I don't even need to look at the website. Since I've been here, I've gotten 2 texts from ASD, all right? And mind you, it's late in the evening, 2 texts from ASD, one of which happens to be a flower store asking if we're there, which we're not. And then another was a family calling about something that they needed, of which ASD both not only texted me, they called me. You can set it up to how they get a hold of you, but ASD answering service for directors, they've been a long-time sponsor. I approached them a while ago. And they jumped on in a heartbeat. And in all honesty, ASD's been great for us. I think in a lot of ways, they've alleviated a lot of things. They've given freedom back to funeral directors, if you really want to know. I can't stand the phone. I don't like when I'm on call necessarily. There's an anxiety that comes with it. I don't know why. The phone ringing, missing a call, something like that. Having ASD there has always been good and comforting for me, especially when I get into a deep sleep, because my wife, I tell her on my nights when I have the phones, hey, if this rings, I need to get up. I need to get up. You need to wake me up. So I sleep really hard. But ASD answering service for directors, you can find them in the show notes, but also myasd.com. They've got a really cool history as well. So hit that About tab and scroll down to history. So let me take a drink of some water here, friends. So our last sponsor for today, as always, the Indiana Donor Network, are proud sponsors of Undertaking the Podcast, as we are proud supporters of the Indiana Donor Network. In the show notes, you'll find the link, indianadonornetwork.org. They are... we don't have enough good things to say about them. I personally, with my story, with what my family has dealt with my father and whatnot, the donor network, we were recipients of donations and gifts from people that had in so many words, had passed away or donated blood. Dad was also had some skin grafts that were donated as well, or that he was a recipient of as well. So the Indiana Donor Network is I don't know, man. They hit hard with a lot of us, and a lot of people in our community that have dealt with this have found comfort with the donor network and reaching out to them. I, as a funeral director, have been able to, get some of these families in touch with the donor network, the Indiana Donor Network, and be able to, be involved in some of their races, some of the kids camps that they put on, the different things, that they do for the families that have dealt with tragedy, but yet, their loved ones are still heroes. So, that's something. Hold on, not right now. I'm on a live ad read. Shut the door. I'm on the live ad read. Sorry, my kids. Anyway, just a second. Give me a second. Oh my goodness. I even had the door closed. That's what's amazing about that moment, friends. I even had the door closed. And you know what she did, which is so funny? If she brought the iPad up and she had put, it was like she had done something with like a pen and paper type of app, and she'd written on there, is it okay if I take a shower or whatever else? I mean, oh my gosh, we don't even use pen and paper anymore. We're scripting on iPads, but here we are. Anyway, IndianaDonorNetwork.org. We appreciate them. Race fans as well. That Brian Clausen BC 39, that is a dirt track USAC race, United States Auto Club race there at the Indianapolis 500, the Speedway there. So amazing. It's amazing what they're doing out there, the Speedway. And if you guys ever get a chance to go out there, the museum, I think they're getting ready to actually redo it. So it's going to be closed down, I think, for a while, for about a year or so. But it's a breathtaking experience, friends. So, and the donor network, Indiana Donor Network's out there too. They're out there everywhere. So as they should be, we need to be educating people on this. This is something that's dear to me and dear to many within your own community as well. So Indiana Donor Network, what a live ad read there. If she's not happy with that, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what to say to her about that, So I love my wife. She's amazing. So I'm not busting chops. What I will say is this. So this episode, it's scattered. It's out there. It's different. This episode is when you're walking the floor, there is no rhyme or reason to what can happen. Brian and I have done this time and time again. And, it's not necessarily great content, but it's not bad content. You can hear what's going on. You can hear Brian and Grant Inman, who is there with him in my place, walking the floor, talking, interacting with people. Some crazy stuff can get recorded on the floor, man. I actually had I wouldn't say a verbal confrontation, but I had a pretty spirited back and forth with a gentleman in Chicago. Mind you, I had a spirited back and forth with a few people just to get your stuff out on the floor. It was amazing, the garbage that you had to go through just to get it. Yeah, so it is what it is, man. It was wild. People trying to carry my bags, and then I had to pay them. And then it was like, I can carry my stuff, man. I appreciate it. It's mine. I got it. But Chicago was a different experience. That floor, unloading onto the floor and then picking stuff up from the convention floor. It was just interesting how it worked out. So anyway, but the floor is a different experience. When you're walking, you can get pulled into things. I've gotten pulled into some spirited conversation. Like I said, back, we had the Frankenbaum on our table in Chicago, and, everybody wants to chastise the way things look sometimes, or the way people react, or the way people not react, but just the way, I guess, subjectively looking at something and thinking that it maybe doesn't work, or it's ridiculous, or it's stupid. I have a hard time with that anymore, man. I like to try to take it all in, drink it all in, and then make a decision after I see, things work. And that Frankenbaum machine I had used time and time again on heavy decomp cases and some pretty wild cases Brian and I both had. And I know it works. And I know, a friend of the show, Robert Falcone, Observations from a Hearse. He's got his show. He uses that. Brian uses the Buckethead. This isn't an ad spot for that by any means. What I am saying is it's unconventional looking. Things like that are unconventional, but they do work. And we're open to that, And I think somebody didn't care for that and had a back and forth with me and kind of made the comment how ridiculous I am to even have that on the table. And it's easy to say that as you're walking away. It's funny, it's really easy to say that as you're walking away. And the comment, from me, which was probably not appropriate, but well, neither here nor there. I don't think that necessarily he wanted to come back anyway. So it is what it is. It frustrates me how quickly we chastise people for, and that's what I get in trouble for on social media, is coming to the aid of I don't want to say coming to the aid, but where you've got funeral directors that are encouraging ridicule and doing things online to professionals that are just inappropriate. That's what I do. Is for some reason I come into play and throw a haymaker, and then everybody hates me. So it's okay. I can deal with the hate. Hope you can deal with the haymakers, because they're not going to stop. So, but that's a beautiful, beautiful thought. But yeah, I guess that's where full circle. Maybe that's where I get myself into a little bit of back and forth. But yeah. Anyway, full circle. Golly, I get way far off. When you're on the floor, anything can happen, and it's interesting what you can get recorded. They're doing that. Boy, I got off on a tangent. I apologize. They're doing that. They're talking with people. They're just walking, having some conversation with each other. I think Brian has about 9 to 25 squirrel moments where he, walks away and comes back, and, Grant kind of, does his thing as well. So that's just what the floor is. Lots of people who want to talk, lots of people who want to be interviewed, lots of people that want to interact. So it's interesting, especially at a large show like that. If you're there at the right time, you may not even be able to hear these guys, on the microphone. So it's interesting. It's an interesting way of interviewing, but it's also a great way of networking too. We've had that opportunity time and time again to do that. And it really is. We meet people and really have the opportunity to do some amazing things that create more amazing conversations besides what's on the floor. So what an opener this was. We'll leave it at that. So we'll do a closer after the fact here, just to bring it all in full circle, hit our sponsors again. But yeah, friends, enjoy the episode. It's a little, unconventional in certain aspects, but they're on the floor. They're walking around. They're talking, interacting with people. You get to hear that. It convention, people got to hear it. It's a good time. It really is. You get with the right people too. It's an amazing time. So, and there's a lot to be learned too. There's a lot to be learned. I think there's a lot they could do to some of these conventions to really get them, make them better. I'll say that. I've got some ideas, but who am I? So, all right, friends, enjoy the episode. We'll see you on the closer.
Hi, Grant. What's up, dog? Oh, what's up? What's going on, dude?
What are we doing?
We're walking the floor here at the National Funeral Directors Association convention in beautiful Las Vegas.
I've never been here.
Oh, dude, what a bad town. I mean, in terms of I thought it was cool, and then where I was staying last night was the hood, I would say.
Was it the hood?
Yeah. Yeah, I went to White Castle, almost got stabbed, but that's not convention talk. This is White Castle talk.
What show are we doing here? Is this How to Become a Terrible Person on Funeral Edition?
Yeah, I guess technically. Theoretically. What, this'll, skeleton.
Elvis.
This is exciting.
Elvis.
Ooh, a vacuum cleaner.
Oh. You want to get into that?
Yeah. Can we interview the vacuum cleaner, please? So we got what are these vaults? Are these green vaults?
They are high-impact polystyrene, probably, which is plastic.
So they'll live forever.
Well, not until it depends.
How do you get rid of plastic? Yeah, do you burn it?
No, it just stays there. You bury it and it stays
it's a burial vault, right?
Yeah, it's a burial vault, and then if you hit it with a backhoe, something else happens.
Yeah, so is it cheaper? Is styrofoam cheaper than cement? I don't know.
Yeah, it's cheaper by pound, yeah.
Listen to us talking about cement on the funeral podcast.
Yeah.
Inman.
Here, you want to come stand in here?
Kinda.
I'll get your picture.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a big fan of shipping and travel. Yeah.
Here, I got a little video here going. You're a fan of shipping?
I'm such a fan of shipping. My last name is Inman. This is what an experience. This is our booth. This is my booth. These are my people. I don't know who these ladies are, but they're great. They're great.
Okay, let's introduce you, Grant. The flower's taking a picture.
Flower's
Grant.
taking a
There's
picture.
a flower.
It's amazing.
I guess I got a video still going.
Oh,
You didn't even know you had a booth.
I didn't. This is amazing. What
Your dad's pretty cool, man.
a very cool man. Very cool man.
See how the lights
You're not related to him, are you?
No.
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 But I thought I don't know where the Inman family was from. Do you want to take your card? Or here, come back and get you a pad of
Ooh.
paper later. So we can keep on moving.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So technically it's not really open yet.
So, Brian, I'm going to get video of
Yeah.
stuff. Ooh, we can jump in this picture.
that's an important one. We will get
NGL.
thrown right
What
out
is
of it.
NGL.
No, that's NGL. No, that's a team picture. NGL is a life insurance carrier, a depository for prepaid funeral funds.
Oh,
So when
wow.
you pay me, I don't get to buy a lawnmower.
Ah, I see.
Yeah,
I
you
see.
know that.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, aftercare.com.
Ooh, hello.
So we got, hang on, more cars here. What do we got?
So is this the main? It's the main room. We're in the main room.
This
of
is
convention.
yeah, there's nothing more than this outside of education.
You know what I'm noticing is I've been out of the funeral industry for about 15 years. The amount of tattoos and like gauged earrings and piercings and stuff.
Exponential?
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Because my dad would have been like, "Get out of here."
Right.
But yeah,
mine too.
there's actually the most professional people I've met have been covered in tattoos, and I'm like, "This is amazing."
It's very real. They cover well, don't they? And with events like we had last night, let's check out these folks over here. They are the fastest and the easiest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why should we go anywhere else?
See, here's the thing. I don't really want to talk to any of these people.
Well, I'm not introducing you.
Okay, good.
Hey, Olivia.
We're good.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah?
I hear you're the fastest and the easiest. Is that right?
I'm the fastest and the easiest. Yeah.
From Express Funeral
it.
Friendly.
Yeah.
That
You
is
know
the
it.
legendary Larry. It's good to see you,
to
pal.
see you, man.
Olivia, I'm not talking today. So, Grant's doing a breakaway session here. He found some old cars. Yeah. So, as we walk in, they're getting ready to open the doors over here. Let's go stand on the other side of the gate and be like, you guys can't get in here.
You can't get in.
Yeah.
No, they can get in.
Oh, they can?
Yeah.
Well, let's
right.
see if
In 5 seconds.
Well, let's hurry.
See what the opening's like.
Because I want to tell them hang on, we're not ready.
You know what? I've done Comic-Cons. Like, I've been at openings of Comic-Cons, and the excitement here is palpable.
Is it?
Yeah. It's surprisingly.
It's a rather lively conference for funeral directors.
For real. Uh-oh.
Oh, we're going against the grain. Oh, God.
Here they come.
Oh, God.
Here they come. All these hungry funeral directors.
Here they come. I didn't see any food yet, did
They
you?
heard about the free buffet, and they're all here.
Let's watch them go. They're going right. They're going left. They're going...
What a mess.
This is a mess.
Good.
Hey!
Yeah, there he is. Good looking.
Hey,
Good
look who
looking guy.
Ryan Ballard is today. What's up, man?
How much are you?
How you doing? I'm Grant.
Jason.
Jason Meyer from
Pleasure to meet you,
Illinois.
Jason. Hell
He's
yeah.
from Illinois, man. Yeah. Good to see. I like this. Nice blue suit. Look at you go.
I look good.
Look at him running in here. Do we need to get back to our booth?
Probably.
Or just
This
mix
seems
in
like
with
the peak hour.
This is the peak hour. Let's
So
Lauren. Now we're just yelling out friends. All right, let's go find a neutral corner.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a great place to podcast. Let's go for a walk. Because I love podcasting in the wild.
See, now my thing, what's the listener experience like on this? Do they get to hear the ambiance of the...
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
wow.
cut that. It's a roar.
It's just...
So, check this out. These are my favorite people here. Hey, everyone. Good to see you, pal.
Yep.
Hey, those black church trucks are awesome. Yep. Let's see what they got. These folks, they're from New York.
Yeah.
And if you need it, they'll find it
What
and
is
they'll
it?
sell it.
Shiva Shade?
Shiva Shade.
Shiva Shade.
So Shiva Shade, Jewish tradition is
Yeah,
just say Shiva.
sure.
So you cover the mirrors and the windows, right?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Well, back in the day, you'd get that from your undertaker. Well,
Now you got to go somewhere else.
I don't have drapes, and,
I don't even have a funeral home.
Do your shades match the curtains?
Yeah.
You don't even have a funeral home.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wait, this is fun.
It is. It really is. And then, oh my gosh, this is this Hilton Funeral Supply. This is Grant Inman from My
How are you
Funeral
guys
Home
doing?
Stories.
What's up? How are
Nice
you?
to meet you.
Good hair,
Nice to
man.
meet you.
Good to see you, man.
So these
Exactly
guys,
what they say to you and I all the time.
they do. They do. I want to get a video because is this? How many times have you had a booth?
Brian is currently talking to Hilton Funeral Supply. Reliable, reputable, resourceful.
Time,
Okay.
but I think starting this year,
Brian's talking.
Galveston.
Good. Because you guys are always here, supporting us, supporting others, as on the floor and just talking to friends. How are you, Jason? Have you been plugging something on Facebook? Because I've been tagging you like that. Nice. You're right. He
Yeah,
does,
dude, great
that is
hair.
best hair and funeral service, and he knows it. So hey, we'll be back. So,
Good to meet you guys. All right.
So they do the mugs that are kind of silly.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and once in a while, it gets people
Hey,
upset.
Federated, they did my taxes for like 15 years.
Well, careful. There's so many Federated. This is the insurance one.
Oh, yeah, the insurance company did my taxes.
Yeah, not
that
that one,
explains
not
why
that.
I was
That ex-
audited so many times.
Yeah, that explains a lot. We got to find you the right Federated there. So, hey, there's Elvis again, and
Well, I'm excited to explore. I think I'm gonna get while you're podcasting. I think I'm gonna get some video, get some weird interactions with folks. Hopefully.
you should.
Hopefully.
Absolutely. So we've got one more stop along the way back to our booth. So we'll pass our booth. I think Robert and Andrea, as they've kicked off their recordings from, I guess, our home base here in Nashville.
Simultaneous. This is a simul podcast situation.
It is, and we've got mobile recorders that we are on and that we are moving around with, like this, and we're going to get them out. So go find your mentor. So right now we're going to be a little bit of a, I don't know what we're going to be. We're going to go get love on some other podcasters, Grant.
Oh, there's other podcasters
There are
here?
other podcasters here. Now, some people...
Do I know any of these people?
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Now, some of them you probably do. Now, Gabe, we put in a box up here.
Okay.
Gabe gets really loud and hot mic'd. So we drowned him out in a box up here. Now, I don't know if he had a box last year, but we're going to find out.
Is he with the official NFDA podcast?
Yes, so that is the flagship official handle of the National Funeral Directors
You know, I'd like to
Association.
talk to somebody at the NFDA about that. You know,
Yeah, we can do that.
maybe wiggling my way into this, and maybe having the Undertaking the podcast be the official podcast.
Actually, it's fun to rip on Gabe because he does it right back, but generally over text.
Oh.
Yeah, he's good on his show. So
well,
they're guarding it.
Gabe is punctual.
Is he?
He's not here.
It's not on air.
So he's is he a brush with death?
He is a brush with death.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
So,
Hey.
hey. Good. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you.
Oh my goodness. Are you about and around today? Are you have a special spot?
I have a booth.
Where are you?
I'm at down that way.
Down that way, Memorial Leaf,
1500
1500 area.
Oh, you're recording me?
No.
Illegally.
Illegally.
He's illegally recording
I
you
feel
right now.
terribly stupid right now.
Oh, that's okay. That's why I brought Grant.
So wait, for context, this is Ruth Ann, correct?
yeah.
Gosh.
Thank you.
Admittedly.
It was a casual show.
I'm Ruth Ann Dishotel. Yes.
Yes, and
And I have an exhibit booth,
Ooh.
and it's 1556.
thank you.
And it's Memorial Leaf, and we're remembrance pins, and we're very nice people in our booth too.
Oh yeah.
I have the Marlboro Man with me today.
You got him with you?
I have
I
him
might
with
have
me.
Marlboro.
Whoa.
And you remember meeting him?
I do.
Yes. So he's with me, and we're giving out mustaches. And we also have funeral director Barbie. Do you know Sarah?
Dang.
Do you know Sarah Brown?
No.
She started the funeral director Barbie movement 2 years ago. And she has a petition for Mattel that everybody can sign on.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh
So-
yes.
Are they looking for Kens? Potential Kens?
You could be Ken.
No, I
Oh.
couldn't.
I thought you were offering. Okay.
No.
Can.
Are you looking for Kens? We were looking for Gabe and wanted to see. I wanted to show Grant because my broadcast is not professional, but I don't have a box either.
This is
so.
way cool, isn't it?
I know. Will they let you in?
No.
They will let you in.
Oh no.
Oh, it's so
Brian's loitering.
No, I'm not loitering, guys. I'm lingering with the intent to loiter.
NFDA, get here now.
Get here now. Woo, woo. Okay, so we found mystery solved. It's not locked. So.
I want to be your mom right now and tuck your shirt tail in,
Isn't
but I
that-
shouldn't do that.
Well, tell me about
no,
it.
it's in the front, honey.
Oh, dear.
I'm not reaching my hand down the front of your pants. Just saying.
Well, booth 1556.
NFDA convention's getting crazy.
It just started everything. We'll see in a bit. Well, I want to sign the Barbie petition.
Yeah, hell
Grant.
yeah, hell
Okay.
yeah.
We'll see. Thank you. Yeah, her husband does look like the Marble Man. And
Oh, is that
yeah,
why she got? I thought she meant like the actual Marlboro Man. I thought that
Oh,
guy
no, he
died
looks-
like 20 years ago.
No, this guy looks exactly like him, and they were on the show a little bit ago, and Purple Embalming Machine. Sorry, squirrel.
15.
Squirrel.
Ooh.
Do you like
Ooh.
Do you like purple things, Grant?
Ooh, this is exciting. Purple.
Yes, you're looking at the most modern embalming machine available on the market right now. It has a digital display. It has a self-cleaning function, right? So if you were, when you were working with your dad or watching him in the prep room, he would probably run fluid through the tank and then just through the hose. But this will actually clean out the entire thing.
so sick.
It's a temperature readout.
That's cool. I like the temperature.
Yeah, it's very helpful because one of the things at Frigid we try to do is we try to help embalmers to be as precise as possible.
And it says embalm better.
Yeah, because that's what you're supposed to do. Embalm better.
I love this.
Look at this beautiful purple embalming machine. This is awesome. Self-cleaning, does it all.
Yeah.
Does it all.
It does it all of it.
That's what's up.
And for embalmers, you can put any fluid in here, which is something that you can't do in many of the machines, right? Because the chemical makeups will eat up the machine parts on the inside. So it's designed specifically for that. And it also has like a OSHA safety thing here with the lid, so you don't even have to take the lid off. You just pour it,
That's
and then
nice.
you keep your.
And it's got a lot of pressure, so we might be able to hit the ceiling.
Maybe we could shoot the Eccles guy from here.
Eccles is in range. I've seen this thing work.
So do you guys do you have beef between are there funeral beefs that I should know about?
I'm not going to go on tape about it.
Dude, hell yeah. What's up?
hey, he's got another podcast, so we're not really friends.
All right. Fair.
He's got like
The
three.
podcast network is friendly.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right.
that is
I suppose we're gonna go find our own booth.
I like your machine. It's
Yeah,
fucking sick.
I
dude.
like
It's
you.
so sick.
I like your machine.
Yeah, dude. It's funny. I don't know how to talk to funeral people.
It's okay. That's I talk to him the same way.
They're like, this guy's wildly inappropriate. And I'm like, sorry.
It's okay. I prepped these folks for 5 years.
Okay. Good. Look at these
There's
guys.
Faith. Hey,
Hi, Faith.
we are. You want to come on? No.
Welcome.
We'll see you in a bit. She talked a lot last night. She talked out. I talked a lot last night, and so did you.
Did I?
No, I talked over you generally.
No, it's cool, man.
Like I wasn't even supposed to do that job. Oh, hey. You want to chill out in the cooler?
It's a cooler.
Yeah. All right. This is our pre-walk wrap. So, Grant, you want to take us out?
Yeah. Everybody, you're already listening to Undertaking the Podcast, so turn it off and listen to my funeral. No, I'm just kidding.
turn it off.
Undertaking the Podcast, they're great people. They're showing you cool stuff in the funeral industry that you probably wouldn't know about, or you do know about. Because you're
Or you might know about.
Yeah.
Or
Anyway,
maybe not.
this is sick. Thank you for having me, Brian.
We're going to see if we can get you in. We're going to chill you out in the cooler.
No thank you.
Well, they did it again. They made it. They made it through the floor. And I'll tell you, at times, it can be challenging, depending on where you're at. Vegas, I'm sure, wasn't necessarily easy. I would venture to say it was probably well attended because it was in Vegas. It really kind of depends on sometimes where you have these conventions as to who's going to show up and how many and the vibe too. There's got to be a vibe. So, excuse me. There's got to be a vibe. I know my wife makes fun of me for saying that, but there has to be. So, sponsors again, Indiana Donor Network. We absolutely support these guys. Mackenzie Huey. There is a, let's see here. See if I can find it. Sorry. There is a, gosh darn it. Thought I had it. Let's see here. There it is. Okay, I'm with you now. You're with me now. Here it is. All right, the email is out, but it's the Indiana Donor Network's 8th Annual Funeral Director Symposium, friends, Wednesday, November 1st, 2023, sponsored by the Indiana Funeral Directors Association. Talking about this with you guys, I want to make sure this is open to anybody. On our Facebook page, we shared all the links for this. There's a QR code for this, a few different flyers, but this is always interesting, fun. They cater the event, which is always good food. My gosh, and what a networking event this is too. Wednesday, November 1st, Mackenzie Huey, you can find her at mhuey@indonornetwork.org. That is her email, but the donor network as well. You can give them a call at any point. Here is Mackenzie's number. She's the funeral director liaison, 317-222-3491. But yeah, it's a few weeks away, but it's always a good time, guys. And I just got the email for this, but sign up because there's so much good stuff that comes from that. November 1st, it starts at 9 a.m. Till 4 p.m. And you get 6 hours of continuing ed. That is for just, oh, my wife's watching me. Nerves. It's nerve wracking. But that is for anybody within funeral service. I want to make sure that's known. And it's free. So what is free these days that you can honestly say that someone isn't paying for? They are paying for it, but it's free to you, the professional. So we want to make sure that's known as well. The Love Always Project, I talked about episode 346 with Dean Lambert. Great episode. It talks about the Love Always Project and talks about what they're doing there. I'm going to read this one more time. The Love Always Project is a movement created to promote discussion about the end-of-life issues, provide expert information, and encourage people to pre-plan and pay for their funeral as the ultimate act of love for those that they leave behind. There is an interesting story that has occurred with this project that has come up. Dean Lambert talks about that in episode 346. It's very deep for him. It's very passionate. But the Love Always Project is a proud sponsor of Undertaking the Podcast, and we appreciate them very much. So once again, friends, ASD answering service for directors. All this you'll see in the show notes. I can't say enough about these guys. Like some of the live reads we've had, Brian and I have had, literally we've been recording and my phone goes off or his phone goes off or something happens and it's ASD. Nobody can be mad about that. Sometimes you roll your eyes a little bit every now and again when you see at 10 p.m. at night, and you get a call from florist or something's just ridiculous. Somebody calling about checking on a death certificate. I've had that midnight. I just thought I'd give him a ring. You listen to the message. So that's the thing is you can listen to the message as well on the app. The app is great, easy to move through. I am not necessarily quite the most functional person when it comes to some of this stuff. Tracy, my wife, will tell you that. And I'm going to try to get her on some of these ad reads, but by no means is this hard to do, is what I'm trying to say. So ASD, answering service for directors, 1-800-868-9950, www.myasd.com is where you can find them. So I hope you enjoyed that episode, guys. Just something a little different. Like I said, it gets pretty wild on the floor at times. Sorry about that. I got cut off. But anyway, the floor can get pretty wild at times, and there can be a lot of people walking. It can be pretty crowded depending on where you're at and what's going on. So depending on the day too, the last day is pretty slim. Usually that's resume day for a lot of people, which is always interesting. But so here we are. We'll close out, friends. Undertakingthepodcast.com is the website. info@undertakingthepodcast.com is the email. Look us up, www.undertakingthepodcast.com. Friends, rock and roll.